For now, let's turn to business. Yuka Rowe joins us in the studio. We've been talking about gender inequality to mark International Women's Day. The US Treasury Secretary has also been speaking out about the issue. Yuka.
Well, that's Janet Yellen. She has been saying that women seeking careers in economics face a number of obstacles. Yellen, of course, is the first woman to head the US Treasury, and before that, she was the first female chair of the US Federal Reserve several years ago. In an interview with the International Monetary Fund, she also said that the coronavirus pandemic had an extremely unfair impact on women and called for long-term steps to improve labour market conditions for them.
I think it's absolutely tragic, the impact that this crisis has had on women, especially low-skilled women and minorities. You know, there are long-standing challenges that women face. They're disproportionately represented in the care economy, where job opportunities are not that good. Often jobs lack benefits, have low wages, and we're going to address that as well going forward.
That was Janet Yellen speaking with another powerful woman, the head of the International Monetary Fund. Meanwhile, here in France, there are more signs of economic recovery. According to forecasts by the country's central bank, GDP in the first 3 months of 2021 is expected to grow slightly from the previous quarter, although the level of economic activity is set to remain 5% below pre-pandemic levels. The Banque de France says, though, that if the pace of recovery keeps up until the end of the year, the country can expect to achieve annual growth of 4%, and this after shrinking about 8% in COVID-ravaged 2020. With that, let's take a look at what's happening in the markets. And Wall Street finished trading on a mixed note this Monday, following the passage of President Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus bill in the Senate. While it lifted sentiment in general, it pushed up US bond yields, stoked by inflation fears. As you can see there, the Dow Jones managing to stay up in positive territory by about 1%. Oil prices, meanwhile, dropped after rising to a post-pandemic high. Brent crude earlier went above $70 for the first time in 14 months. That spike came following a Houthi attack on Saudi Arabia's oil facilities over the weekend and last week's OPEC meeting that agreed to keep production cuts. Now, food delivery service Deliveroo kicked off an initial public offering this Monday in London in what's expected to be a multi-billion-pound market debut. The company has yet to turn a profit and revealed that it made a loss of about €260 million last year, although that was significantly better than in 2019. It plans to raise capital by selling new stock, while existing holders will also sell shares. Marius Sophos takes a closer look at the startup.
In what's slated to be the biggest stock market debut in Britain for 3 years, Deliveroo is set to float on the London Stock Exchange with a potential value of up to €8 billion. The London-based food delivery firm published its plans on Monday, and while a date for its initial public offering has not been officially announced, it's likely to be in the next few weeks. In a letter attached to the plans, Deliveroo's CEO said the company was still at the beginning of its journey.
I was looking through my first ever pitch deck from 2013 for inspiration when writing this letter. Today, the business is so much bigger than I ever would have thought possible then, yet we truly believe we are still getting started.
Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan Cazenove have been selected as the joint global coordinators. Deliveroo also says that it plans to offer its riders rewards of up to nearly €12,000 based on the number of orders delivered. The company has revealed that in 2020 it recorded a loss of nearly €261 million, substantially less than 2019 when it recorded a loss of €370 million. It's backed by a number of investors, including global giant Amazon. Deliveroo warned early in 2020 that it was on the verge of collapse. In December of 2019, UK competition authorities had already launched an investigation into Amazon's minority investment, a stake without which Deliveroo said it would go under. As a result, Amazon's investment was provisionally cleared by authorities in April 2020. Towards the end of last year, thanks to COVID-19 lockdown measures that drove demand for takeout services, Deliveroo's profitability increased. Today, the firm claims to have hundreds of thousands of food merchants and restaurants on its platform and millions of consumers across 12 countries. with 6 million orders reportedly made every month.
That was Marius Saffos reporting there.
Yuka, thank you very much indeed. Yuka there with the business. Great to see you.